We live, baby.
We live to the free world.
It's your boy Black Freckles.
It's your boy Rebel, and this is indeed
The RawHype. Back for another week of that thing. I got a disclosure.
Gone in disclosure.
I have bet $4,500 on the Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, you didn't know it was that much?
Oh, yeah, I have bet $4,000.
Oh, you didn't know it was that much? Oh, we got Joe in the building. Shout out, Joe.
Yeah.
Big up yourself.
Yeah, I have bet $4,500 on my good friend Jalen Ramsey and the Los Angeles Rams to beat the winless. Have the Lions won a game this year? The winless Detroit Lions. And it's starting off rough. They're down 10-0. I am watching the game during this podcast. So if you hear me cuss, scream, yell, say, what the fuck? That would be why, man.
And this is such a raw, hypeable thing to do.
Oh, yeah, man. It's got to happen. Like,
what would only make it worse if you was on like Twitch or something.
Yeah, that's true. Essentially, I might get paid for this podcast today.
Come on, a hefty sum.
It might cost $4,500 to make this podcast today. I'm gonna blame the podcast.
And then after the video, that'll be one of the best content we done ever had seen.
But I was super duper confident, and I'm still confident. Let me get that lighter. But my nerves are bad because these motherfuckers ain't ran an offensive play yet, and they're down by 10 points. But yeah,
I believe in you, man.
Thank you, Joe.
I hope for you.
Ooh, nice play. Y'all just got an interception. But anywho, man.
This is going to be, I like to see this happen now. The RawHype difficulty on Superstar.
Yeah, I know, right?
The more the game go, that bitch will be a Hall of Fame.
The RawHype during football. We don't even talk sports. It's just during football and shit. I don't get no analysis. I don't tell you what's going on. I don't tell you who win. I just, shit. Right, for real. That's all the year.
Mortgage.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm in a position where I really need this money right now.
Damn. All right. What the fuck we talking about, man?
At the time I
you want
placed
to record and shit.
I had more money than I got right now when I placed the bid.
Nigga lose so much money he forget what he doing. It's like, what we doing? Recording? Man, what? Nigga, that's $4,000.
For real, man. But and it's not because I have money. It's because I'm irresponsible. And, I'm greedy. So I had to do it.
When you said competent instead of confident, I was going to say, nice Freudian slip.
Yeah,
but now you're about to say
hell, I ain't even confident no more. I was just a nigga hoping. Thank you. They finally got the ball.
Anything go wrong, we outside with it, nigga.
Yeah, no bullshit.
Remember that.
I'm breaking the neighbor house if I lose my money.
But it's so crazy that's not a smart thing. It never. Hey, don't be going in people's fucking houses, man. People are supposed to feel safe in their house. They pay for that shit. The second somebody come up in it on the property, you literally can't feel comfortable on your own shit anymore.
There are some bare minimum rules that we need to have as a society, man.
I don't think people do that no more, though, with the security everybody got.
No, people breaking
people breaking people's houses.
Yeah.
Man.
Yes.
I just saw a video.
It's a very bold. It has to have gone down a little bit, bro.
What I think has increased is people shooting back.
That should in turn make a motherfucker not come in there. That's the number one reason that I would never break in someone's house. It don't have nothing to do with morals. It don't have nothing to do with. It's that reason right there.
I'm
the
a
likelihood
gamble,
of getting
but now in my life,
exactly. The likelihood of getting shot breaking into somebody's house seems high. Because I know that's my plan if you break in my house.
I was just about to say, when you then put in where you living and who you living around, the number just goes up.
I'm from Texas, nigga.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, no, in Texas, you don't even got to have a permit to carry a gun no more.
That nigga.
No,
they about to change the age limit too.
They be passing laws. It literally in America, period. They pass laws that you be thinking it's 1960 and shit. Like you can't get an abortion in certain places. You can just carry a gun around in certain. And when I say certain places, I think both of these places are just Texas, if I'm not mistaken.
The fucking wild west for real.
But for real. But like, yeah, man.
Like I live around number.
You can't have an abortion, but hey, honey, can you go load me up in some more 45 rounds, please?
Joe talking about he live around nothing but veterans. That's what you gonna get. Living around veterans, police officers, white people, niggas.
They all have guns.
White people, why I got a gun? Pandemic. I'm there saying the pandemic hit, and then I'm just reading the news. They're like, there's no bullets, there's no guns. I'm like, what's going on? When everybody bought toilet paper, I was just like, fuck it. I just shower. But then when they start buying up all the guns, I said, wait a minute, I need me one of them. You can have the rolls. I need a goddamn gun.
I trade you 12 Sharman for that 12 gauge.
For real. I'm like, hold up, man. So I had to go get me a burner, man. And now I seen a TikTok the other day was talking about how nigga act when they first get a gun, and it was definitely shit I did. Motherfucker just answered the door with the heater like, hey, what's up? I ain't know who you were, nigga.
I wish we was able to record how this nigga was really acting, yo.
No, I had like a little imaginary beef brewing. I said, well, shit, we'll tell the nigga come through next week. Or good in the mail, nigga. I don't want no problem with him today. But next week, I'm going to be a bold nigga. He got something to say to me.
And then, so the nigga had to host. I think you had to host the first.
Had to host the first. Nigga,
my baby get here.
No bullshit.
Man, listen,
like, bruh.
That shit get here. That nigga was doing the randomest things. And it was hilarious, yo.
I hate when I do
Niggas
this,
like, you hear
bro.
something?
But I got to do it. I want to talk about something that I didn't realize that I wanted to talk about until the podcast started. So there is no prep whatsoever for this type of
The best ones. Let's go.
But have any of y'all seen The Godfather of Harlem?
Sponsor the thing. Come on, man. Don't say that when I'm the nigga that made you watch it.
I don't think so.
Okay. The Godfather of Harlem. Man, The Godfather of Harlem is the kind of TV show that I fuck with so hard because if you're a nigga like me, it make you research things.
Makes you learn.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I am literally like in love with fucking Malcolm X right now. And the reason that I'm in love with Malcolm X is because he's on the show, The Godfather of Harlem. So it started making me do more research into Malcolm X. And I can honestly say that I didn't know anything about Malcolm X, but this country will make you feel like you do because you're familiar with the name. Like, and then you know a little bit about like Martin Luther King and
some
shit.
So
you know
much that you're familiar with a bit of the story.
So you feel like you know. So then I started doing research, man. The other day, dog, I listened to a speech called "The Ballot or the Bullet," and it's like an hour-long speech from Malcolm X.
Yeah, you wrote.
I listened to the whole shit because somebody play him in the show or whatever. And mind you, this guy does a very good job.
A very good job.
But it makes me say, man, let me see what he was all about, man. This man legitimately said things in 1963,
we typing that in apply today.
So I thought Tupac was saying shit in 1995 that was relevant today, and it was dog. This motherfucker was talking about shit in 1960, and it literally from doing my research. And I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it.
Come on.
It make me not fuck with Martin Luther King, and the reason that it made me not fuck with Martin Luther King is because Martin Luther King was, I don't want to say soft.
Now say what you gotta say.
We had a chance, bro. We had a chance.
Yes,
with Martin.
Yeah, with Malcolm X.
Wait, with Martin or Malcolm?
No, with Malcolm.
Yes.
I feel like we fumbled, bro. We had a chance. Bro.
Yes.
We should have fought back.
Listen, when I was watching that shit, even after you watch it, man, have you heard this? I said, man, nigga, after I watched that show, I went and watched the Vlad interviews with his daughters
I've
on
seen
there.
them, but I haven't watched them
The
yet.
Breakfast Club. I went and watched Elijah Muhammad. I went and watched so much shit because I just wanted more information.
Yes,
it's like,
bro.
They sensationalize because it's a TV show.
Right.
What was going on.
Oh, for sure.
Which hopefully, it does. It piques your interest in
Yes,
to
that's
know
why I had
more.
no problem with the show because I was even watching the show and I was like, man, I don't feel like Malcolm X and Bumpy Johnson was close friends like this. Like, you know the classic picture of Malcolm X.
I was
with
about
the gun?
to say if that's spoiling it, but I was going to say, go ahead.
And then it's like the classic picture with Malcolm X with the gun, but then he's by a drug dealer named Bumpy Johnson. And I'm like, I'm sure Bumpy Johnson wasn't there. But it's like, I don't care because I'm going to do my own research. I don't need a TV show to tell me everything that I need to know if you just pique my interest. But
what I loved about that picture though is like it's the famous Malcolm X by the window with the AK, but then the camera shows you that, but then it pans back
and show Bumpy Johnson with a gun
by the window.
Yeah.
Or some like.
So it's like if you didn't know, you would say, "Oh, that's what was going on in that picture," even though it wasn't. These niggas then went for a goddamn field goal. Anyway, we cut it to 7.
Get the points, man.
But
no, what I was saying though, what that said to me too in that scene was. There was shit going on back then that you don't know shit about almost. Yeah. Like, that was never told a part of the stories.
Yes, I was talking to my daughter about this. Like, this shit was so crazy. Like, The Godfather of Harlem showed me some shit that you would never think of, even though you know it was true. Like, Bumpy Johnson, he's selling heroin in Harlem and shit. And he like, man, I got to get some more paper. I got a family. I got this, I got this, I got this.
He's selling doogie.
Yeah, that's what they call it on the show, right?
I've never heard that phrase ever.
He like going to people and he like talking to the real plug, right? So he like, man, I got Harlem on lock, man. Let me get my shit straight from you so I can do this. And this like in the 60s or some shit. They told him, they like, man, you know I can't sell my dope straight to niggas. I was like, these niggas are criminals and black people can't even get what they deserve. They like, no, but he was like, I can't be your plug. He was like, not only do I not sell my shit straight to niggas, but if I did, they would kill me. I'm like,
they knew what you had.
Like straight up, no, just on some. We don't do business with them. It's like almost like we they plug. If they want to get the shit, they got to come get it from us after we get it from you, so we can tax him off real. Like it's like we not even gonna give you the good dope prices out here because you a nigga. And I'm like, fuck. Like even the underworld was on some racist shit like that to the point where it's like it gives you the vibe that like I wouldn't even want to call them racist, but I'm gonna just use the term like every white person was racist. You know what I'm saying? Just on some like he could go anywhere and they'd be like, come on, man, you know niggas can't come in here. Like not even on no like mean shit, just on some, you know the rules.
That happened in One Night in Miami.
I meant to watch that a million times and I never watched
Ali and shit. That's what the one dude said. The nigga like was a football star or something. What was
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown. He was like, oh, no, come on, man. You know niggas can't come in the door. It's like, yo.
Oh, yeah. He was talking to the white dude at the beginning. Yeah. And the white dude was nice. He was like, oh, my God, it's so happy to see
He's
you.
a fan.
Yeah, and then he was like,
him. Story when he won that medal overseas, he came back.
And they was like, niggas can't eat here. He like, I'm the heavyweight champ. They're like, I don't give a fuck who you are. You can't eat here. And I know, I've heard those stories. You can't eat in a white restaurant. You can't eat, you can't drink at the white water fountain. But to say, we don't sell dope to niggas.
That's what I'm about to say. I'm
like, damn.
You adding that really just shed another light to niggas. Like, niggas say,
because
even the underworld
you know it's
hate
something
niggas.
that would happen, but until you see it, you don't really think about that shit. And I'm like, there was no way for us to ever win. There was no way for us to ever win.
Even if you do it wrong, racism is involved in
no
the decision.
No bullshit. But my whole point of mentioning that is that I've done so much research on Malcolm X recently, man, and he was saying things that are very interesting. Because for me, I was always big on integration too. Like we are one big happy United States, you feel me? But Malcolm X and them was like, no, fuck that shit. We want to have our own shit. We want all of our own shit. He was saying like the United Nations should be involved on how we've been treated over here, because the United Nations be involved in like worldwide shit. Correct. He was like, the United Nations should be involved in this. So he was like, no, we don't want to do this with y'all and do that with y'all and do that. We want to have our own shit. And due to the fact that we didn't take that route to have our own shit is why we don't never have shit till this day. It's why it ain't no black owners and no NFL teams. It's why it ain't no real black CEOs for Fortune 500 companies. It's like less than 2%. And that's because we don't have our own shit. And what we've been doing is doing what Martin Luther King wanted us to do, was to beg motherfuckers to treat us properly. And we're still doing it today.
Real quick shout out to Random Acts of Podcast, man. They had a Pimp on there the other day.
It was like Cadillac.
You just want to say Cadillac.
Yeah, it's something. It's like a play on the word Cadillac.
But no, he was on there. So this is what I'm saying, man. All of this was going on, watching the Malcolm shit, and then he was on there talking about Martin. And he says some dope ass shit, man. I'll probably edit it in here if I have the energy. A Nadillac.
Yeah.
A pimp named Nadillac.
Right.
And he was talking about how like the reason they gave Martin Luther King a holiday is because of how well he fucked black people. You know, and then
like, a lot of people refer him as the white man's nigga.
Yes. So when you go like, yo, we had our own shit and we was doing our own shit. You asked for us to be integrated. And then to double back on what he was saying with Bumpy Johnson and Malcolm around it, they was doing the numbers, lottery. You know, black people used to do the numbers and shit. And that was illegal. You would go to jail for a very long time.
Hey, now, you still will.
Now, they got the lottery that all them niggas making billions off of that not one nigga is making no money off of.
No doubt.
Meanwhile, they've been going to jail for that shit, trying to pay their bills. So when you put all that shit together, right? Yeah. It made them two really as polarizing as they were. Like
right. And it's crazy because they tried to fuck with each other. Because I seen interviews and they both said positive shit about each other, but Malcolm was definitely on some like, I'm not really fucking with what he got going on. And I like when Malcolm was talking about, he was like, only in the black community are trumpet players and comedians and this person and that person a voice of our community. He said, you don't see a trumpet player being the voice of the white people. And it's like that to us till this day.
And you've said that shit too, actually.
Yes.
Like with LeBron and shit. It's like he shouldn't have to speak for people because he was good at playing basketball.
He got to speak for people, for black people, and do all this shit because he hoop. And it's like, wow, man, that we're the only community that's like.
Let me be rebel for 1 quick second. This is why I always said, historically, galactically, there must be something super special about black people that they need to hold them down forever. Like, for generation shit. Like, think about even when they talk about like Egypt and shit, all the kings and shit over there, they were black. But all we hear about is black slavery and black oppression. You mean to tell me there's no time ever in life when the black man was up?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like...
We was for a short period of time, but they burned it out.
Yeah, we had Black Wall Street and all those kind of things.
This is my point, because it's going against what they've learned for Galactica.
Yes.
Keep these niggas down. And again, no matter how, niggas always rise.
Yep.
So it almost makes you think there has to be something special that no matter how we stomp on these niggas, a nigga would always rise.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy, yo.
Yeah, that's deep. Yeah, another thing that Malcolm X was talking about is he refers to like when they always call the black Muslims violent, right? And they do the exact same thing with like protests today. It's like Black Lives Matter had a violent protest today, and this and that, and this and that, and it's always violent. And then Malcolm X is like, white people are quick to call us violent, but they're the most violent race of people to ever exist. And y'all know me, I'm not racist, I'm not none of these things, but facts are facts. Y'all are the most violent race to ever exist in the history of history.
Facts
and then y'all
only make niggas sound violent. It's like,
till this day, black people are known as the violent people in this country.
That's what I'm saying. And if you defend
straight up
just shit that we know, you still looked upon, because when you hear it, it doesn't sound good to hear.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
White people are what?
Yes.
My granny?
Exactly. It doesn't sound good to hear.
Your grandma used to watch niggas get hanged for sport on a Sunday afternoon.
No bullshit. And then when you be hearing like the stereotypes that it's white people that go shoot up the public places and white people that be the serial killers more often, it really, all the shit that we saying and shit, it really is still for today. And it's really kind of crazy because it's like, we talk about, like, my mama was born in 1952. I'm talking about what Malcolm X said in 1963. In 1963, she was my daughter age. You feel what I'm saying? So I clearly wasn't around. You feel what I'm saying? So this is a life that we were born into before my parents were old enough. You know what I'm saying? But it also shows you that it wasn't that long ago. So not only was it not that long ago, but we born into this shit and we can't do that much about it. And now I'm really starting to think, would things be better if we just had all of our own shit?
Man,
and I can't see how it couldn't be.
I can't see how it couldn't be. It has to be.
Yeah.
One, just for the sheer fact of
well, a lot of other cultures have their own shit.
Every other
that was
going to
be my point to prove. I was going to say, nigga, you can go anywhere. You got a Chinatown. You got even the Caribbean people, for the most part, they have their section. The Italians have their section.
The Mexicans have their section.
Everybody have their section except for niggas. Niggas section is the hood, the worst place.
But we was
you can't even do nothing there.
But we was here first. We should be right behind them as far as having our own shit. Like, because he was talking about, it's 22 million black Americans here that have done with this, and this. And now it's 44 million black Americans in the United States. We have twice as many and we're going through the same shit.
Same shit. So now it's worse because it's worse per capita damn near. So 20 million people dealing with some shit is one thing. 40 dealing with the same shit. They ain't increased the amount in any way.
And Tupac was saying the same shit like Malcolm X was saying. He was like, it's cops out here beating black people and doing this, doing that. Take that same gun that you would turn on your brother, was what Tupac said, and turn it on these cops. And what Malcolm X said is, when they sick these police dogs on you, you should kill the police dog. You feel what I'm saying? He was like, whether it's a police dog, regular K9, whatever the fuck it is, if you out here minding your own business and somebody just attack you, you should kill the person that attack you. Why you think white people don't tell you about him? Because that's all you can tell me is that. And what's that gonna make me say? Damn, this nigga right. I didn't know he was right till I was damn near 40.
So you have to suppress him because that just means black people gonna uprise.
Yep, I found out how right he was in 2021, my nigga.
Thanks to Godfather of Harlem season 1 and 2. Because you need both.
Yeah. No bullshit. I always had like a level of respect for him, but like the reasons, like y'all know, Muhammad Ali hanging up in my game room, and it's not because of his boxing, it's because I loved him as a person. But hell, Malcolm X the one who put him on.
Yeah. On
his beliefs and his thought process and all of that shit. So everything that I love about Muhammad Ali is essentially came from Malcolm X. So I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mind is a little blown.
We know him historically and history bookily and schoolily.
Right.
Whereas that's like, you know what I'm saying? I would reference it to like watching a movie like Friday or something on USA.
Yeah.
It's missing some shit that's imperative to the story and the visual. So it's the same with Malcolm.
Yeah.
And I'd like to hear the real story about Martin too.
Me too, because now I no longer believe it. Hell, it had to be something special about him if the United States government killed him. And then the theory is that the government killed Malcolm X. And the story that we was told is that the Muslim killed him because he started talking about Elijah Muhammad. And I also believe that as well. But by the same token, there was press put out about him, about shit he didn't do, shit he didn't say, all kind of shit going on. And then on top of that, he was just so G that he was really willing to accept death. The Rams are pissing me off. But anywho,
go ahead.
He was willing to accept death. So it's some shit, like when they was asking, they were like, well, do you fear for your life for the things you're saying? He said, I'm a dead man already. That was his response. I ain't never heard nobody talk like that except for like Tupac.
I was just about to say.
No bullshit.
Which then makes me think, man, there must be something with these special niggas and the transference of that same energy, because you can now
people
say
hate LeBron.
But no, you can now say
people. I'm not talking about hooping. Like, I've seen people on like talk about LeBron like that nigger LeBron. Like, no bullshit. They talk about LeBron like he is they call him racist.
You can get Malcolm fruit from Tupac, and then I feel like you was getting Nipsey, you was getting Tupac from Nipsey. That type of Malcolm. Yeah. So it must be somebody special niggas that are able to convey their energy and their thought process into a new version of it, because they all have the same like invincibility feel.
Yeah.
Same aura.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's not a feel because they alive today. Every one of them, they're more alive than a lot of people who are alive right now. And they're more alive than me and you.
I was about to say, and they're being super kept alive because, like you said, now look at this generation, which is what, 2 generations ago from Martin, you was Malcolm?
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
We are now having a new, refreshed learning energy of this that we gonna clearly pass to our loved ones.
I was talking to my daughter about this.
See what I'm saying? So that's gonna bleed. So now, okay, we start off getting half the truth by what we uncovered. Our kids and the people beneath us, pun intended, will get
a little bit more.
By 3/4.
Yeah.
So they starting off with 3/4 of the real with 1/4 of the truth. So at some point, we'll get the real story.
The Lions coach a beast. This motherfucker will line up on 4th and short and just go for it. And he be making it. I hope to God he don't make it right here. But
I do want to say this about Hype, right? This nigga mental gymnastics is very admirable, because he was given like knowledgeable shit while he was talking here. Like, it wasn't just some surface shit.
No,
he was digging deep.
I didn't research
in the split second of a play, this nigga whole mind frame.
Yeah. You want to know something?
This nigga.
What you got?
Polo used to try to have the same conversations with us, but your delivery is different, obviously.
Of course.
But he was trying to convey the same message.
You said who?
One of our homeboys.
Oh, they said police.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But I think it's delivery, of course.
Delivery is everything.
We have the same conversations, of course.
Yes.
Delivery is everything.
No. That's why
like, you're just learning it.
Yes.
They just learn. You gotta be like, hey, I learned this on point. I didn't know that. You gotta give people the same benefit.
Lead people
for
to
sure.
it, man. Don't cram it in.
I'm not ashamed that I'm just now learning this, but I definitely wish I knew it sooner. But I'm not ashamed because I know it now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, and it's not really
about
my
financial
fault.
Literacy. I'm not ashamed that I'm just now learning financial literacy because I know it now. I'd be ashamed if you put me in my casket and I didn't know this.
I was about to say, if you never learn it.
Yeah, definitely. It's something we should definitely learn in school more. We don't.
Man, school need to be abolished. Like, no bullshit. School need to be abolished.
You preaching right now.
Like, I have said this so many times. Like, if my daughter had a class that shows her how to get followers on Instagram and get monetized on Instagram, I would say that's a good class. Yeah. I would say that class right there makes some fucking sense.
That's way better than pre-calc.
No bullshit. And she was like, hey, I got to create an Instagram for school. Like, what?
Can you help me with my page and stuff? Let me get my design?
No bullshit. Like, that makes sense to me. This world, because like we had a little clip where we was talking about school and shit, and I was saying like how you can just ask your phone about who the president was, and it was like a little clip on TikTok, and people were leaving comments saying shit like, well, you don't need to learn anything then. And I'm like, y'all don't have enough sense to know that your phone do not know everything. Your phone doesn't know how to ask the question to the answer that you need. Right. So if you never learned the basics of life at all, your phone doesn't know to say you need to know what 8 plus 5 is.
Come on, you got it. It's
you
right there.
If you never learned it, your phone don't know to say, hey, what's 8 plus 5? You don't know the basics of shit. So think of that shit that you need to learn. What you don't need to learn is facts. Right. Facts are something that you don't need to learn. You need to learn processes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Processes. And like building up an Instagram page and shit is a process. Yeah, that's the kind of shit you should learn. Like basic math is a process. But who was the 19th president is a fact. That information don't do me no good. I don't know the answer to that. Yeah. But if anyone in here needed to know, they can know in 10 seconds. You feel what I'm saying? You need to know the basics. Like when you get about 6th grade, that's when they pretty much is wasting your time at that point.
The rest of it is social experiments and shit. Your body is coming through. You're starting to like other people now. These are the other people you're going to like.
That's where you meet friends and find out who you are and shit. But it's not.
You try drugs for the first time. And
exactly. The school part holding you back.
Exactly. Because if we can learn in the mall too.
Exactly. No bullshit. You can learn in summer camp.
I'm about to say you learn in these different places.
Like no bullshit.
They're like, no, you have to be in this building on these premises. So,
it don't make no fucking sense.
And I missed a lot of school growing up too.
Yeah, and you work at the same place as motherfuckers with a bachelor's degree. Right? Like no bullshit. You work at the same place with motherfuckers with a bachelor's degree to answer to you. So it's like you know,
needed that, man. I'm sorry it took so long.
You know, it's like, but yeah, man, it's information, bro.
Bullshit.
Is the information you need is just not given to you. Like I said, I learned about Malcolm X and financial literacy in 2021.
That's a good year.
In 2021, man,
it's a good year.
I learned about Malcolm X and financial. I pretty much learned about how to have some money in Black history. You didn't teach me neither one of these things. I had to learn both of them on YouTube. That's where I learned both of them on YouTube, bro. Yeah, I was telling my daughter today, I said, look, get on TikTok, watch your dances, watch your jokes, watch whatever the fuck you want to watch. But take some time out of your day to learn something that matter. Even if you ain't doing shit, but watching it on TikTok or YouTube. Listen to somebody talk about some shit that matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got her a little finance book and shit. I make her read it. I read the same book. I bought 2 copies of the book. I make her read it. I read it, and then we talk about the shit afterwards. And it's like literally on some shit. Like, if I don't teach you this, you dead ass not finna know. You learning this shit in school I learned. The fuck? Do this information like you in school, motherfucking FaceTiming me and shit. I couldn't do that when I was in school. God damn it, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you literally
you got the potential to be ahead, and they got you at the same spot I was in. But I can tell you right now, honey, you don't need it.
Like no, I remember being a kid in church asking questions about Jesus, and then I remember being a kid in school and asking questions about shit. It's just like as far as Jesus go, like, well, why doesn't he just make the devil disappear?
Shut the fuck up! You don't know. Don't talk about my Lord like that. Watch your mouth now.
Well, why doesn't he just make the devil disappear? And then you don't got a good answer. And then in school it's like, well, when am I ever gonna use this stuff? And you don't have a good answer. So you don't have an answer to neither one of these things when I'm a kid. And then 30 years later, you teach my daughter the same shit.
And you still don't have an answer.
There's a reason for that. And it's because you don't want me to know Black history or financial literacy.
You want to keep me where you kept me.
No doubt.
You want to continue to
And I'm offended that you want to keep my daughter there. You can keep me there. But goddamn it, I'm offended you want to keep my daughter there.
That's why I draw the line,
mister. They're feed off our ideas and turn it into their own.
Which is what they do.
That's what they've been doing.
Absolutely.
I seen a white girl say the other day on TikTok, you want something to be cool, get a Black person to do it. And then it'll be cool.
Shit, speaking of TikTok, they had a shit where the Black people was on strike. And all the white people was stealing all the Black people's TikTok dances and blowing up and having millions and continuing their following. The Black people went on strike, and then the white people couldn't dance. This shit was crazy to watch, yo.
You already know I have always defended the Catch Me Outside girl. I have always shown nothing but love to the Catch Me Outside girl, bad baby. But the reason that she is famous is because people feel like she act like a Black girl. If a Black girl go act like that, she's not going to become famous.
I'll take it if it's a white woman parodying you, because I feel sad for you if that's really who you are.
Yes.
So which means you have no problem with it. You just have a problem with how you decided to view it.
My sister said some crazy
shit. When I'm
shit
wearing it, it's niggerdom.
I didn't even really agree with, but she's a Black woman, so I didn't have the right to argue with her. But she was kind of talking about the trans community. Well, she said, I have a problem with the trans community because she said, I feel like a lot of trans women are doing nothing but imitating Black women.
heard that.
I was like, I never heard that before. And then I was kind of, because my sister, she'll give white people the business. So I was kind of like, elaborate. And then she was like, they like overly or this way, this way, this way. And it's like a rendition of a black woman. And then I was like, man, I don't want to agree with this. But I didn't have nothing to say. And on top of that, she a educated black woman with a master's degree, a doctor and all that shit. So I'm not finna tell you what a black woman is. But I was like, man,
I don't know if I can say this, but I feel like that goes for the entire LGBT community.
Yes.
They sauce come from black women.
Like a flamboyantly gay dude act like a black woman.
Like a black woman.
Whether he's white or black.
Yeah. Like they do that type of shit, which is stereotypically assigned to black women.
Exactly. And
that's where it came from.
You act like a stereotypical black woman. It's like when you see like a white rapper and he act like a stereotypical black guy, it's like offensive. You know what I'm saying?
Like
it's
Eminem.
like, but see, to me, Eminem acts white.
Exactly. He'd dig into his white. Vanilla Ice would be.
Yes.
Try
Vanilla
that.
Ice would be like that. Yeah. I agree.
Nah, TheRawHype and his Vanilla Ice rendition.
What Vanilla Ice rendition?
The one you do all the time, yeah?
Wait, sing Ice Ice Baby?
Go ahead.
I ain't singing Ice Ice Baby, bro. I
Too
rap
much
on the
money
beat,
on
though.
the line. Oh,
I definitely rap
just
on the
realized we didn't put Vanilla Ice type beat.
No, I'm putting Ice Ice Baby beat. No, I'm gonna go with Vanilla Ice type beat, not the exact Ice Ice Baby beat. I agree with you on that, man.
Basically, the lesson we would like for you to gather from this little section would be: teach your kids the information you didn't have as a kid.
Man, and teach yourself this shit, man.
Well, you gotta teach yourself first. You know, you gotta put on your.
Don't feel embarrassed to learn the same shit.
Nah, don't, man.
Cool.
One thing we promote on TheRawHype is do not feel bad or embarrassed for not knowing on your route to learning.
Yes, you just gotta be on your route to learning.
Exactly.
Or be able to admit I don't give a fuck about that shit
There
and I'm
you
never gonna learn it, so I'm not gonna speak on it. You feel what I'm saying?
So you can't speak from either the hardships or the victories that come from it. You almost essentially stripping yourself from it.
Yeah, but see, damn, Kyler Murray just got a safety and he looks hurt. But anywho, my issue with me learning shit in 2021 is because 2021 has been the only year of my adult life that I've had free time because I wasn't slaving for the white man at some job, right? So if I was, when would I have learned this shit?
And that's the point. If
Exactly.
we keep you ready to wake up and come at 8 o'clock in the morning and pick up shifts,
Well,
and
if I take up your whole day, you're not working from 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. Nah, you working from 9 in the morning to about 4 or 5. You get off at the same time as everybody else. You drive your ass home. It's 6, 7. Your kids is there. It's like, who has the energy to learn anything? By the time you get to the point where to know that you need to learn these things, you don't have the energy to learn this shit.
Exactly. Like,
yeah, with the free time that I've had, I should know way more things than I know right now. But it's like I've been drugged for so long and been to work horse shit for so long that we become accustomed to doing nothing on our off days. So now that every day is an off day for me, I might play Xbox all day. I might kick it in the room all day. And then I get up and say, damn, it's 4 o'clock. But if you work 5 days a week, doing nothing for the 2 days that you don't work is a great idea to me. I need the mental break.
And your body need to recharge.
Exactly. I can't work 5 days and then say, all right, on my off days, I'm going to study black history all day. On my off days, I'm going to study financial literacy all day. You can go to college and work, and it's because college tell you what to do. They tell you what time to be here. They tell you the criteria of what you got to learn. And that's hard, but you can do it. Try to learn something on your motherfucking own that's like something like black history that ain't finna make you $1. Financial literacy ain't even gonna make you no dollar until you have the money to put into it. You know what I'm saying? To be completely real with you. So it's really on some shit of I need the time. And the time don't exist.
And because they take it from you.
Yeah, like me not working is
school
luck.
Somebody said the school buses look just like the jail buses.
Yep.
And then they set you up for school on an hourly thing, just like they set you up for work at all of it.
Yeah.
So it's like
they say that school is programmed for you to leave your house at 9 o'clock in the morning, come back at 5, Monday through Friday, and get 2 days off.
2 days off.
It's like all you do is transition from that. If you graduate high school and then you go work at a call center, you're gonna work at that motherfucker Monday through Friday from them time. It's not gonna be that different from school, but shit, now nigga, I'm getting paid. I'm winning. You're not.
I'm gonna do this more.
Yeah, exactly. Like Josh has shit like unlimited overtime. Why don't y'all have unlimited? Don't have to come to this motherfucker.
We still paying.
I'm telling you, I've always been on that. You know I've been on that shit forever since you know me.
Unlimited minutes on your break.
I'm like, nigga, I'm broke. If my job told me I could go home right now, I'd walk the fuck about this bitch. And you heard me say shit like, if I could not work for 2 months and keep my job, I'll figure it out. Like on some shit like, you know what? I will not come here for 2 months just because I want the mental break.
But sadly, you also know mentally you'll do more and benefit yourself more with that time than you would working.
Oh, for sure. Because you don't give a fuck about my time.
So which means I think, go back, can I be rebel for a second while you watch the game?
Yeah.
It must be something that these motherfuckers is using to continue to keep us in this haze. Because...
Yo, they're using it. I'm watching it right now. I'm watching it right now. This fucking NFL game is one of the biggest things that keeps us distracted and shit, and it's because of this. They implemented this shit a long time ago to control the masses. But before, it was shit like the gladiator shit.
I was just about to say, those gladiator shit.
All right, everybody know that I'm a fan of the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm a fan of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Go team, go.
All right? In my life, I've spent over a decade living in Florida and living in Texas. The reason that I'm a fan of the Dallas Cowboys and the Jacksonville Jaguars, because I feel like I'm a part of what they have going on. I'm not. How I'm a part of it is I give them my money. Mm-hmm. That's the only way I'm a part of it.
You're the driving force, sir.
That's the only way I'm a part of it. I give them my money and I watch them on my TV. I don't gain anything. That's why I bet $4,500 on the game. And it's because if I'm going to waste my time watching this shit, I need it to make me some money. It's why I twitch every time I'm on the Xbox, because I'm like, well, shit, if you're going to play anyway, you told me this forever ago, I told you to suck a dick. If you're going to play anyway, but that's because I didn't live a life before of, hey, everything you do to waste your time need to make you some goddamn money. You feel what I'm saying? It's just what it is. It's why we have a fucking Patreon. And it's like, I'm not going to get rich from this Patreon, but I'm not doing something for absolutely nothing. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the mentality that I've got in. Because you already know I put a price tag on anything. I used to say, nigga, you won't bother me. Give me $200. You've like always heard me say, if you want to just show up to my house whenever you feel like,
$75.50.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I've always had that mentality, but I just now started implementing it, and I implement it because now I have financial literacy. Financial literacy tells you to not waste your time on things that don't make you no motherfucking money.
And that's the part I was just talking about. The haze makes us, why does it take so long to implement shit that we know works? Shit that we know is truthful, shit that we know we should be doing. We take forever in a lot of instances before we just do it. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? Give me an example.
Like niggas. Niggas know that they've been stepping on niggas' back far too long, and niggas need to do something about it.
Right.
Or else you're just breeding more kids into the factory for them to fuck over.
Right.
Why hasn't niggas did what Malcolm and them said we should have been done did?
Because every time somebody started preaching it, somebody kill them.
Okay, but have more motherfuckers preaching it at all the same time.
Shit, go preach it.
Well,
let's see what the fuck happened to you.
Come on now. I'll preach. What the fuck, nigga?
Your ass to be in the cemetery.
All that stuff takes sacrifice. Somebody will.
And that's my point.
Yep. And you want to know what Malcolm X said? First? The sacrifice of freedom is death.
Yep.
He said until these so-called Negroes are ready to give the ultimate sacrifice for their freedom, they're never going to have it. And the white dude said, well, what's the sacrifice? He said the sacrifice is death. And that's why people don't do it. And it's the same shit that I told you. Go out there and start preaching and see what the fuck happened.
And I said, me knowing better go, well, you know, I have a kid and a family.
Yep.
Well, then the motherfuckers who ain't got shit else to do, they ain't got no kids or they ain't taking care of their kids. Like, these are some of the niggas that need to be on these front lines, yo.
Well, I guess, but it's hard to do when you nobody. Even at the end of the day, like, when Colin Kaepernick started preaching it, they took his livelihood. Go ahead and preach it, and there it's a punishment.
But even so, niggas was like, all right, we ain't watching football, but yet niggas was still watching football.
I never said I wasn't watching football.
But it's my point.
And it's because I knew I was going to watch football.
But how can then he sacrifice his shit for nothing? Because if he did that, and then niggas just stop watching football, and then football the players say, fuck y'all, we ain't going on the field, so there ain't going to be no football, I guarantee you the world would make some change.
But why would they do that?
That's the point. Somebody got to sacrifice.
Like fucking hell, Leonard Fournette on this TV screen right now. He has too much to gain by playing football. And on top of that, he can only play football for so many years. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so he can't.
Trap. The trap is put you in a position that you got too much to lose and you won't do nothing to try to lose it.
Muhammad Ali, he started popping the same shit. They put his ass in jail in the height of his prime for 3 years. Our goal is to kill you or take your livelihood away from you.
But it's my point, though. If you put it in numbers, if niggas say, they try to cancel this nigga, we only gonna support him. We gonna do these. If niggas know that niggas got niggas back, then niggas would do something. That's my point. What's that haze that's stopping the motherfucker from saying, man?
I've been telling you. It's the Lakers. It's this. It's Instagram. It's Xbox. It's fast cars. It's It's music. It's everything. We have other shit to do.
Promote you over your boy.
It's like literally we have shit to we have shit to entertain us. You entertain a nigga, he won't complain. And then when I see Patrick Mahomes get $500 million, I feel like a nigga can get $500 million.
Yeah, but as you know,
but you can exactly if a white man give it to you. That's the only way.
Boy, oh boy.
You can.
If y'all came here for this today, but the TheRawHype's preaching.
Man, we ain't said a joke up in that motherfucker.
We ain't rhyme or nothing. We came on time.
It's I like when we had this kind of shit because it's no different from me popping shit about stocks for a whole time. It's because I didn't know this, and now that I know, I want to tell somebody else. And it's because, like I said, you can learn it on YouTube. I watch motherfucking Vlad TV interviews on YouTube that's about nothing. I watch television shows on YouTube that's about nothing. I watch Kobe highlights on YouTube that's about nothing. I can watch a video about Black history and about finance and about this and about that, and I still do all those other things more than I look at finance videos or Black history videos. I still watch more Kobe shit. I still watch more rap shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like we give 100% of our time to bullshit. I done got to the point where I give 80% of my time to bullshit and I don't have to work no more. If you change it from 100 to 80,
you might be good enough to not work again. Shit, they say the difference between a monkey and a human is literally 1%.
Yeah, it's like 99.6% of the DNA is the same.
There you go. It's less than 1%.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like shit.
That's a big difference, nigga, because you look almost orangutan-y,
right?
But we could tell the difference, Joe.
But that's why I even explained it to my daughter like that. I was like, hey, watch your bullshit, but take some time to do something educational, and it's because we give 100% of our time to bullshit.
You guys up 21-0 on the...
Yeah, I almost bet on them today too. I knew they was gonna win. I was thinking about doing like a parlay to just pick all the 3 guaranteed games that I knew they were gonna win, which was I put it in the group chat. I forgot. It was like the Bucks, the Rams, and some other team. Yeah. But I just went with the Rams because the Lions have lost every game. I'm like, you're not gonna win your first game against them. Oh yeah, Justin Fields is a fucking rookie. Yeah. It's hard being a rookie in the NFL, man. It's hard.
Joe, talk to us, man. What'd you say you had?
Joe said something early.
No, come on, let's rap.
Let's rap on the
dance for these niggas, man. Let's cleanse the palate. And Joe, come back with that statement that you had earlier.
Man, let me be a jigaboo real quick, man. I gotta entertain our white guests, boy. They be entertaining.
I know. They're like, damn, I didn't come here for all this fucking February shit, guys.
Like for real.
You get your 28 days, man. Come on, it's fucking dead of fall. No one's here.
Nigga, the score to this game is 5-0. It's baseball. Ooh.
Okay.
Vanilla Ice ain't good enough to rap on.
Fuck, I was about to say, wait a minute, I like this.
Love.
Let go.
I get my paper up. I'm trying to get a check. I finally learned some shit about Malcolm X. These crackers been lying for so long. They've been telling me Martin was the guy they so wrong. I'm like, damn. If you see a K9, put a 9 to his spine and lay that motherfucker down. If you wanna search you, tell the cops no. And if you pull out the gun, let that motherfucker glow. Fuck the 5-0. I ain't fucking with them. They wanna try to cuff me, wanna search my shit? Nah.
I honestly was not gonna rap because I like what you was doing.
I thought it was finna cut off. Go, man.
Blackest Joe, you got something for the people? Come on, man.
Come on, rap.
Yeah, give us something, yo. I'm gonna put it to you.
It's only 40 seconds left.
Big up yourself, Joe. Fresh out the sun.
Big up, man.
Fresh out the Virgin Islands. Fire.
We got about 30 seconds now.
Only 30 seconds to go. You already know I'ma go.
Here you go.
Up to the top.
To the top.
Killed him.
So that's Joe, man. Book him anytime right now in your local.
You want to cut your kid bar mitzvah spit boys? Hit us up, man. Just holler at TheRawHype, man. Shout out Malcolm X, though, man. It was about to cut off, man. I'm sorry.
I'll probably do it.
That was a good beat.
I liked it, man. I really liked it.
Man.
But I like what you were saying, now, and I was like, man, I ain't finna do my.
A few times when you say like, I be thinking you gonna start, so I just kind of dialed it down.
I was just vibing.
But, yeah, man. Anyway, what's up with y'all niggas, man? Like for real, man. I'm
real quick, let me shout out my Adri. The teacher hit me the other day. They sent us a message and she was talking about. Oh man, you're like the 4th or 5th person this week.
Let me interrupt you, man.
Go ahead, praise my baby,
my nigga.
I'll let her hear it.
I text this man. You ain't gonna let her hear this. You already know what I'm finna talk about. I text this man yesterday. This old lady posted something on Snapchat. of his daughter. I'm dying laughing about the shit. And I tell him like, oh my God, I'm over here in tears. That nigga like, what are you talking about? He ain't seen the story and shit. I'm like over here in tears. And it was like one of them, you know how you put a snap on repeat and shit? And it had like this smiley face and shit. I kicked the freestyle on the smiley face with the smiley face the other day. And I look at the shit and it just keep repeating over and over. It's his little girl.
She said
it just repeats over and over. It's like
you might need to put this shit
like
as a drop.
Her little cute face like this far away from the camera, and she got the smiley face thing on, and say, "My daddy be cheating." No, my daddy be cheating on my mommy, nigga. I'm in tears. I text the nigga, I said, nigga, I am in tears. He's like, what are you talking about?
And this nigga
I was like, nigga, I'm over here rolling. He went and seen it. And they're like, man, I'm just a victim. He said, my daughter just spreading false messages. I was like, man,
by her mom's request.
Yes, bro. I was like,
but
no,
the
this
part
the
of the video he didn't
shit.
see, I was sleeping and she woke up because she said she dreamed that I fucked somebody in a dream and I cheated on her. Oh, so the whole time she's there, wake up.
I didn't see that part.
Yeah,
I literally just seen the Adria part and I was down.
And so that's the clip. It literally goes from her telling that story to Adria's in the car.
I got proof at this point.
My dad be cheating on my mom.
Like, what the fuck,
Victim, man. But no, the
man, I laughed
teacher.
hard.
No, he sent me like
dog
5 messages
no
when
bullshit.
he sent it.
I was like, nigga, I am laughing, what's happening, bro? Like no bullshit.
And then last night I said something. He's like, this reminded me of something that would happen in your house, which reminded me I need to go look at the video again.
Well, when I was looking at that bitch again, I showed my daughter. She started laughing about Ella said she was like. And then we just busted out laughing. I was like, this girl is hilarious, man.
Woman out here spreading these lies, man. Real, man. But no, real quick. The teacher hit me up and then said how we need to do some shit, help our daughter with like her schoolwork because she was, what's the terminology used, man?
Not giving a fuck? No,
she was basically saying she's behind. And I was like, yo, what are you talking about?
Right.
Like, you know this is far from the truth. Right. And then she's like, well, this was the computer test that she took at the beginning of school. And she was like, yeah, she probably was nervous. She probably really didn't know what was going on. And that's why she scored so low. She
had never been in school before.
She said that. She said, I know, that's her first time in school. That's her first time doing like computer schoolwork and it being like that. So she probably was nervous. She also didn't know what was going on. But I'm like, why are you sending me this 3 months later?
Right,
like, this is some shit you should have sent me when it happened. No but doubt. You sending me this now. So now I'm like, Adria, come here. Yo, let me talk to you. Because she's like, she don't know phonics and all of that. And I'm like, yo, Adria can rhyme her ass off. So what are you talking about? And the teacher was like, oh, no, everything's fine. I was like, but you sent me this, and now I want to know how I need to deal with my kid.
That shit'll be like when you was nervous about her first day of school and you come in here today like, man, I'm nervous about her going to school tomorrow. It's like, nigga, the opposite's been proven already. You know what I'm saying? Like, the opposite's been proven already.
She's her teacher. She even said, she be sending us messages. Adria is a joy. She always helps. She always knows the answer.
You just sending me shit because this dumb test y'all got supposed to mean something that it don't.
And then the portal in which she's sending it to me, of course, it's checkable. So she can't say, yeah, fuck all that shit. She perfectly fine. It's something that she has to send. No so when you send home a report card, that motherfucker is nothing but S's and E's. Right. And I go, what are you talking about? And then she's like, yeah, Adria has A's like in math and shit. The lady says she does first grade math. I'm like, hey, lady, I know this. Yeah, so when you fucking sending me a message telling me she's behind, and I'm like, nah, nigga. It's so crazy when she said the shit.
Y'all behind.
Me and Marek.
The school is behind.
Me and Marek was like, oh, they finna promote her, like they finna move her up. So then when we read, and the motherfucker said, nah, she's slow. I said, wrong kid. Yeah. And then when I talk to you as her teacher, you tell me, nah, it's all bullshit. This girl is a shining star of the class. And I'm like, yeah, lady, sadly, I know this. Why are you sending me this on a fucking Friday? So now
because I'm not even mad that you send it to me, but I'm going to do something about it as a parent. And if there's nothing for me to do, then don't send me this.
We get on the conference call Monday. She's like, oh, no, I realize now it might not have been clear, and I didn't want you to worry. And I'm saying, bitch, it's 2 days ago. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
I didn't whoop her.
No, but no, that's what I'm saying. I didn't do none of that. But every time she saw me, I asked her something. Spell this. Right. What's that? Right? Because I'm like, I know better. And I'm like, man, it's not fair that I got to put extra pressure on her for shit that she's already ahead of. But I said all that just to say, the school system full of shit.
Right.
And they maybe,
they made me
challenge
cry
my age limit.
They made tears come to my eyes, goddamn it.
Gosh, for a second, I was like, no way, my daughter's the slow one.
I know.
Because I know her real life, and I know what happens in the school. Like the teacher, she constantly says how the girl's the number one in the class or shit. All the fucking girls already fuck with her. And I go, sadly, you know, with as much humility as I can, I know this lady.
Oh, for sure.
So when you're telling me the complete...
Yeah, when I talk about how dope my daughter is, I be like, and I'm partially biased. I get I'm partially biased. But these what I'm saying is accurate.
These are facts.
You know what I'm saying?
But I just had to say that. Go ahead, Joe. What's your question?
Oh, yeah, you said something earlier, Joe. It was about people.
Oh, people like trying to possess each other instead of like experiencing each other.
I agree with this, but I agree with it in more of a relationship standpoint.
Nah, it's friendships too, man. Just anything. Like people, like you would tell somebody about, like, hey, I'm about to do this. And they try to tell you what to do.
Oh, yes. I hate this.
Shit like that.
Yeah, this is like a RawHype mantra right here. Like, no bullshit. It's really, yeah, I like that. I like that. I agree with this, but it's because a lot of people don't comprehend empathy. And to me, empathy isn't just feeling sorry for someone if something happens. Empathy is like literally being able to put yourself in their shoes to understand their perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Real quick, to tap the RawHype on the back, what we like to promote ourselves as is the guys who kind of hover over above. Right. Which means we're able to see the whole playing field.
Right. Not that we're looking down on people.
Not at all.
We're just viewing things from a broad spectrum.
From a perch.
Right.
So where's the point that we can give you a complete and concise back and forth on something that we don't even agree with.
Right.
But based on the fact that we can see it and we can be honest and genuine with it,
give
we can
an
deliver
opinion.
that.
Yeah, I literally said, it was like the last podcast or the podcast before that. We were talking about transgenders and shit. And I said, if I ever in my life wanted to have sex with a man or a transgender, I would, right? And then people will hear me say a phrase like this, and they think that there's any possibility that I could maybe want to have sex.
Oh, he's on the down low.
With a transgender or a gay person. And I know in my heart, there's a 0% chance that this will ever happen. But my whole point is, I have such a problem with it that if my opinion were to change because I just seen a sexy ass man or a sexy ass transgender, I would do what I want to do and I wouldn't think twice about it in any regard. Now again, you know I'm a betting man. If you say, hey, Hype, you want to bet that one day you have sex with a man or a transgender, I'll give you my normal motherfucking bet.
Which is?
I bet $1. I put up 10,000 versus your $1, nigga. If I ever have sex with a man or a transgender, I give you 10,000. But if I don't, you owe me $1.
And me knowing it's a 0% chance doesn't value well. I don't need for you to know it's a 0%.
Exactly. I didn't cover that when I said that last week. Somebody might hear that podcast and be like, wow, this motherfucker's gay.
So if you think it's a 40% chance, and that might help you view them differently because you're almost viewing it as if I was representing them, then go right on ahead. It doesn't change my 0%, not 1%.
No, that's sort of a representation of your thought process, how you view it.
Exactly.
I am one of the most plain fucking motherfuckers ever. You can give me, I've said this before and I live my life, man. If you give me information that changes my mind, I will change my mind.
That's exactly what I'm referring to. That right there.
Exactly. I thought you were going to say the mantra, so when you said it, I was like, well, what's the mantra?
Yes, this is exactly what I'm talking about.
Right on
yes, if I get new information, you know what I'm saying? If you introduce me to your sister and I think, damn, she's bad, I want her in every single way. You say, she used to be my brother. She used to be my brother. I might think for a second, like, well, fuck it. I'm interested in her. And that's going to be that. And you're not going to be able to say, well, Hype said he would never. And it's like, I wouldn't ever. But if I change my mind, I will. Fuck you. You feel what I'm saying? Same thing with anything else. Like, I would never like the Eagles. But if I'm watching college football and they draft a player that I like, hey, when T.O. plays, I'm a Cowboys fan. Cowboys fans hate Eagles. When fucking T.O. play for the Eagles, I root for the Eagles. I like T.O., goddammit. You know what I'm saying?
Simple.
That's why I don't like to marry anything from a woman to an opinion to anything. I don't want to do it.
Experience.
Exactly. And it's because, yes, I want to experience someone. Yes. I don't want to own them. No. I don't want to make the decisions for them. I don't want to, like...
do what you want to do. What makes you happy.
No doubt.
But listen, man, that goes back to the problem of training and the schooling and the working. Yeah. They developed you to believe this. Even look at how... with a father and a daughter, you got to go ask her father's permission for you to take care of her. Yeah. And then he has to make sure that you're worthy. Right. And then he has to give her away to you. Right. After you went on your knees and submitted yourself to her allowing you to, it's like, it's all
too much.
This shit is too
Why
much.
Why don't you just raise a daughter that can pick a good man? And then you can
step your ass back and keep the gun if she needs
Paul
you.
Walker's daughter the other day.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's because Paul Walker's supposed to do that. Why? Why is Paul Walker supposed to do that though?
But that's what I'm saying.
I mean, it clearly isn't that big of a deal if Vin Diesel can do it instead.
We're supposed to laugh at this, man.
But like that, like seriously,
that's horribly hilarious when something is horrible in fact, but hilarious in nature.
It can't be that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like if you say, "My daughter is destined to marry this," but they betrothed or whatever it's called. You're gonna grow up and you're gonna marry this person, and then it's like, he got in a car accident. Well, she'll marry his brother. It's like, we just looking to get married. Y'all just looking to.
We're just trying to keep this family strong.
Exactly. Y'all just looking to keep his name alive, and I'm fine with it.
All those things are connected. So you can't get this whole hierarchy, this patriarchy, this relationship, this marriage shit while not getting the intangibles of possessing. Or you mine. I'm not yours. Well, shit, I'm thinking about proposing to you, which will then make you mine. Yeah. So you need to act like you already mine so I can know, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I don't be with that shit, man. I give my opinion, man. And I give my opinion with something to back it. Like, hell, I give you advice, and if I give you advice, I'm gonna end it with, hey, if you need anything, let me know. Come on. I'm not just saying, hey, listen to me because I'm so smart. Like, nigga, I don't want to listen to you if I need something, you not gonna help me. Shit. Why would I listen to you? Because if I get into shit and you ain't finna help me and I'm listening to your advice, it's bad advice to me.
But if a motherfucker show you that, hey, I'm giving you this advice, if you choose to take it and something happens, or you need extra help into taking it, hit me up. I'm not just giving you useless information. I'm willing to stand behind it like a solid product.
No doubt. And when I talk to my daughter about boys and shit, I'm like, when you grow up and you talk to a boy and it's like this, I said, a boy telling you that you pretty and he want to have sex with you, I said, that don't mean nothing because every boy can do that. I said, you legitimately need to talk to somebody that got something to offer you. Somebody that can increase how you think, increase how your life is, increase something about you. They're not doing you a favor if they're doing the exact same thing that every other boy can do. I want to have sex with you and give you compliments. Every boy in the world can do that.
Shit, the girls be doing it too.
Like straight up. And if I had a son, I would tell him the exact same thing.
No, I'm saying the girls do it to the girls too. Like you can get compliments and fucked from anyone.
Exactly. Like no, I'm straight on that, yo. Like that's just life. It is what it is, you know.
But even the statements like that's just life, we chalk up not fixing shit or not digging deeper into shit because we go, I've always known that this how shit is.
Well, because some people gotta be open to that perspective.
This goes back to the point. Who's gonna be the people? Somebody gotta sacrifice for the others to benefit or learn from the sacrifice. But motherfuckers no one wants to sacrifice. Because ultimately who are you sacrificing for? Some other useless motherfuckers or some people
every
who ain't
sacrifice that you really make is really for somebody else.
That's what it's called, sacrifice.
That's why it's called, it's the definition. It's
exactly. That shit ain't for you.
It's for somebody else. That's why people don't do it. But a lot of the sacrifices in this world are for you when people don't do it. Just as simple as picking a good mate, not dealing with a bullshit ass job.
Not born into a silly situation.
Yes, straight up.
Thanks, mom and dad.
Exactly. You pick a good mate. So I be telling my daughter all the time. My ultimate goal in life is for you to never have to get a job. That's my goal in life. And I look at it because I brought you into a world that you didn't ask to be in. And the last thing I want to do is condemn you to the slavery that we have all gone through. Of working for somebody else for $15 an hour, 40 hours a week.
I do a lot of that mentally right now because, you know, I still need to be working on the money. I got a little bit more time. But I'm trying to show my daughter, like, hey, man, this is how you do things right. Like, she'd come and she'd tell me the truth. She's like, you happy I'm telling you the truth? I said, no, you're supposed to tell me the truth. She's like, well, I didn't tell such and such the truth. And it's like, yeah, because you didn't need to tell them the truth. You need to tell me the truth.
That's how I talk to my daughter, too.
But especially
I would never tell my daughter, like, lying is wrong.
Fuck no.
I have literally told my daughter, like, hey, you get in a sticky situation in school, don't say shit to nobody.
It's necessary. But my point is, I need you to do this to me and with me so I can help you the best I can to give you all the traits needed. You see that decision you made? You see when you said that? Check it out. Say this time and see the difference. All right, you see the difference? You see, and then break it down. I need to help her learn people, learn patterns, learn life as best as I can. So now when I double in at the back end and I leave the money, because shit, I got life insurance. So even if I'm gone, she gonna get something.
Right.
So when you get the money, you know how to move with the money. You know what to do with the money. You don't, you know what I'm saying? But people don't teach people this. They get money and then they fucking lose it and then they get killed or they, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't have the shit needed, the extra shit needed to be able to deal with these situations, man.
Me and Reb have a phrase we always say on here, and we basically talk about do and say what you need to do to get the things that you want. And a good example of that is if you want to get a girl number at the gas station, you're going to try to walk up to her and say something that may interest her. You're not going to walk up to her and call her out of her name and say, give me your damn number. You're going to try to be nice.
Hey, bitch in the red. Cool.
Yeah,
excuse
exactly.
me. Hey, yo, give me your phone.
And if you did say that, you would say it because you think that's what she wants to hear. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. So my daughter gave me... Bitch in the red.
Excuse me. Don't you hate when niggas say that? But listen, man. The next time a nigga say this to you, beautiful, gorgeous, chocolate queen, you just hit my line and I come and deal with it. What's your number?
Bam. You feel me? That was pretty good, actually. That boy ain't washed up.
Hey, nigga. For that jersey, I'm like Magic, who was sick with HIV, but then he came back to hoop for like an all-star game.
Do not put your HIV jersey on to get back out here in these streets, okay? Nigga like, I got a hall pass? Let me put my HIV jersey on to go see what these hoes talking about. But don't worry, baby, I'm gonna take it off before I come home.
Say HIV.
I'm gonna take it off before I come home. So don't you get your panties in a bunch. I'm gonna leave the jersey outside. You can pick it up with some tongs and throw it in the washer, rinse it off real good. I'm gonna use it again next year. But my daughter told me a story, and the story, she lied to get something that she wanted, right? And I said, wonderful, okay? But I said it like this. I said, but you can't lie in this regard to get what you want. Yes. This is not what I mean when I say to get the things that you want. I say, because when you do it this way, the jig is up. It's an obvious lie, and the jig is up. And I said, and the thing about it is now this person has the right to come back tomorrow and refer to you as a liar for the rest of your life.
Yep, and they'll have their opening forever because they can refer to this forever.
There's a difference between it, and I was like, and that's why I said wonderful when she told me, because now I can explain the difference.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like you need to understand this, and you do need to understand that it's not lying, but if it needs to be.
Protect yourself through your
straight
lies.
Up. Like
some people just ring off lies and then put themselves in worse positions because you ain't respect your lies.
Don't tell me a lie that I'm going to find out the truth to in 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we finna do around here. But I'm finna never, ever going to tell you that you should never lie in those situations.
Because that's a lazy lie. And I hate a lazy lie. Because it then says, you care so little about me that you think this lazy lie would pass. So it says more about you and that lie that you choose that lie. You know what I'm saying? So again, if you gonna lie, protect your lie and yourself, even to the point that if you get caught in a lie, they could at least appreciate all the effort that went into that motherfucker.
And I'll explain like, hey, don't be stupid and do shit just because everybody else doing it. But let's say you and all your friends in the bathroom smoking cigarettes. And when people get caught and they look at you and say, hey, was you smoking cigarettes? Your answer needs to be no. I'm sorry. That's just the truth. Your answer needs to be no. And then if they continue to ask you questions, your next answer needs to be, I'm not answering any more questions to my mom here, to my dad here. And if it's the police, I'm not answering no more questions to my lawyer here.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
That's another thing. Sorry, don't cut you off, but it's the same thing. This is what was telling my daughter as well. It's like, you don't have to lie because certain shit ain't anybody's business.
I tell her that all the time. I say, I don't lie to you, but at the end of the day, you do need to understand that some things ain't none of your business. I said, but by the same token, I understand that you have things going on that are none of my business.
The 3-second rule in the nigga community.
But yeah, I said, but also you have things going on in your life that are none of my business.
Exactly.
You're not my property.
It goes both ways. I'm not, and that's my point where it goes back to the perch. I don't train and I don't advise anybody to teach their kids or train their people or nothing in this one way only type shit.
No.
It's the best result. You ever took them tests and the teacher said, which answer sounds most correct? More than one of them are correct, but which one is most correct?
And if you don't read all of them, you might get the
motherfucker wrong. Yeah. So and then, man.
That's the kind of shit I teach my daughter. Like,
to me, that's valuable. To me, that's better than fucking calculus and who the 12th president is. Because that's a way to protect you against people. Protect yourself, because now you can see a motherfucker and what they planning.
Who the president is
I'll get the drinks. I'll get the drink. Well, why you want to get the drinks? Well, because you know, I know what to get. You know, I'll be whipping it. It's like, all right, I ain't finna drink shit. This nigga pouring a cup because he too enthusiastic about wanting about my drink.
So if he bring the drinks, it ain't wrong to say a lie like, I don't drink.
Thank you, man.
I don't drink.
Can I have a wall with him?
No, I will never sit and tell my daughter.
Can I have a water from my back seat?
She would never lie. She should never lie to somebody. I would never tell her that. You in a situation with some boy and you don't want to be in the room with him. Oh shit! I left my wallet in my car. Hop in that motherfucker and hit the gas.
It's like, all right. I didn't know you had a wallet. Yeah, nigga got my condoms in it and everything. You trying to fuck, right?
Some
All right, let me
lube
just
in
get to
there.
the car real fast. I can treat you right, big boy.
Yeah, I got a twin sister in the car waiting. Let me go get her.
I told her to come with me because I didn't know, this place was kind of sketchy.
Right, but I know she'd like you. Let me go get her. By the way, the Rams are winning. Listen,
I was gonna do it, but I was like, man, we was flowing. I didn't want to interrupt, but yeah, they are.
Yes, I would never tell her nothing. Like that. And then on top of that, there are some things that ain't nobody's business. And a lot of times, the quickest way to get around something that ain't somebody's business is to lie to them. Hey, was you at so and so last night? Nah. Because it ain't none of your motherfucking business. If I was there, I don't need to tell you the truth. Fuck you.
And to me, I live life. Life is very situational, man.
Oh, 100%.
And that's what people don't understand. They be trying to put everything in fit. Well, this is right if you can fit it here. Yep. No.
What you would do is not what I would do.
Facts.
Audibles. That's why they're in games. Audibles and all those things. Like shit. Everything ain't cut and dry. That's why black people been getting fucked by things like mandatory minimums and shit. Mm-hmm. It's like, this
as extreme as people make it out to be.
Facts, and they make it where it's not cut and dry, so they can do whatever they want.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying?
A woman's favorite phrase is, "Well, it's not that serious."
Yeah.
Why is it only never not that serious when you want something and you trying to request something or get something?
I agree.
It's mighty serious if I'm withholding it from you and not give you, but it ain't shit.
Yeah, but. People will hear what we're saying. This is another thing that I don't like about how I get perceived and how we get perceived sometimes, is that there's somebody in the world that will listen to the last 5 minutes of this and think that we're not right. To me, this is an undeniably right thing that we're talking about.
And that's what upsets me about it, because it's like, man, again, goes back to the perch. This is a perch view.
This is stuff I started learning like maybe 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Very recent.
The reason I say this is a perch view because it works for the left just as much as it works for the right, which that says to me it's right. If it only worked for the right and not the left, then it can't be right.
Straight up.
But it's right to the right.
Straight up.
So you can't tell them it's wrong.
I have told you this, and I've even told you this. I spend, especially at jobs, I spend a lot of time answering questions with whatever's going to end this conversation the fastest.
You say that a lot of times.
I say it all the time. Hey, do you know where the closest so-and-so store is? Nope.
But no, goes back to my point of life being situational is because I agree with him in the situations I agree with him with.
Yes, because I haven't given an example of no situation that you could disagree with.
Exactly. Because rather than give you a bullshit lie, I rather just tell you that's not your business, because that prevents you from asking me these layers of question.
And I'm with him. We've always been like this. I'm totally with him. I want to avoid the whole situation.
Exactly.
Like, nah, I wasn't there.
Tell you nothing.
Yeah. He would be more so like, yeah, I was there. Well, what was so? Hey, that ain't none of your fucking business. I'd more so be like, nah, I wasn't there.
But I don't say it, and I try not to never present it in some, oh, well, you don't know that. It's like, this is none of your business. When you people have asked me questions about him, and I don't respond.
Yeah,
because hey, it's none of your business.
Yes.
It's not even my business to give to you. Biggs told me some shit the other day, and he's like, man, don't tell Marek about this. I was like, my nigga, I'm not gonna tell a soul. He's like, yeah, but niggas be pillow talking. I said, don't disrespect me, sir.
Right.
And no disrespect to my lady, I love you, boo. But certain people's business is not anyone's business. So it's not even mine to share on some, hey, yo, this is what's going on.
No doubt.
No And I know that because you never know who people know and what they talk about. You never know what people might try to weaponize. You might tell somebody something genuine and simple, and then they weaponize it to attack someone else.
Yep.
So now you got to weigh that person getting attacked with information that person who attacked them should have never got.
I have said basic statements to this old lady, and she'd be like, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. I'm like, yeah, I moved, right? She's like, huh? Like, what? I'm like, damn.
We still recording in the same place we're recording now. So if we record, what is him moving? Yeah, what does that matter to you?
That's true.
None of your business.
That's true.
It became your business the second he gave it to you.
Yeah.
So now if you want to say, well, how's his interior decorating? Well, man, his room's COVID'd out.
Yeah, now
it looks, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But come on,
man. I'm talking, and this is the kind of shit that I don't feel like ain't somebody's business. But he's staying on it so much that it's like you're not finna hear it.
Because of what I just said, man, you never know what another person might use or weaponize against somebody else.
I have said this to women. I have said this to everybody. Hey, don't tell nobody you fuck with me.
Because you don't
I'm not ashamed of you. I don't, it ain't none of nobody motherfucking business that I talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I was at Hype House. Don't say you was at Hype House.
And I need to.
Don't say you was at Hype House.
I not only keep my name cool and good with any and everybody, I literally believe this. These things are none of your business.
Yeah,
so rather than, but people learn to lie so they don't think.
Yeah.
A lie. What Shannon say about them lies, man? Damn, I had loved his phrase. Lie so good he don't care who tell it. Some shit like that.
Oh yeah, lie don't care who tell it.
A motherfucker wear a lie. I might tell you a lie that meant nothing to me and is a lie, but you remember that lie as something I do. So now you double back 5, 6, 7, 8 years later to talk about something, and you go, yeah, because you remember you did jump off the Kilimanjaro, right? It's like, wait, what the fuck? Who the fuck told you that? I forgot I told you for whatever ridiculous reason 6 years ago that I was fucking rock climbing and jumped off the Kilimanjaro.
And so he's not wrong. The only difference between me and him is when he say, yeah, I was there, that comes with the follow-up question that I don't want. I wasn't there, don't come up with a follow-up question. That's the only reason that I do it the way that I do it. And it's because if something ain't none of your business, I don't even want to talk to you about it.
And the raw hype is split. The split about the raw hype is, what happened? Oh, you just stood up. The split about the raw hype is we're two different ways of handling the same situation.
Oh, I think somebody need to move that whip. It's probably you.
I'm parked in front of Biggs.
Oh, I don't know who it could be.
I'm behind you.
Yeah, it can't be you then. I don't know. Biggs will figure it out, I guess.
But no, the split in the raw hype is there's two different ways to handle the same situation. You don't have to take on mine. I don't have to take on yours.
What's going on?
Oh, do you use my new list?
We had to pause, so we're going with a whole new subject. So we pop back in. Apparently, a gay guy is going to be guest starring real quick.
Let's take a listen to what he got to say.
Right.
Let me say this, and I know a lot of people ain't gonna agree with it. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say what I want, when I want, how I want to, as many times as I want to, as loud as I want to whoever I want to say it to, as loud as I want to say it.
This is extreme.
And any place I want to say it.
Okay.
So this is your evangelists, your ministers, your pastors,
Can you just say it?
the rappers, the fathers, the people that are just so homophobic. A lot of people ain't gonna like what I'm gonna say, and I don't give a fuck, because ain't nobody gonna check me about it. See, this is how I feel about this. In a lot of communities, in a lot of homes, in a lot of preachers, a lot of churches, a lot of ministers, you teach your sons to not be gay. You teach your sons to not live a homosexual lifestyle, but you're missing the biggest teaching that you need to be teaching a lot of your sons. It's how to accept rejection from women. It's no reason why so many women are getting murdered, getting beat upside their head, getting robbed, getting hopped on, getting pushed off of cliffs, people running in female cars, people running in female homes because niggas can't accept rejection. Because a lot of these small dick niggas out here who really don't have anything going on, who really wasn't taught how to be a man, who really wasn't taught how to hold a job, who really wasn't taught how to carry himself, who really wasn't taught how to treat a woman, who really wasn't taught how to respect a woman, but he was just taught on how to fuck women, and that is good enough to be a man as long as you're not gay. They was not taught to deal with rejection. If a woman tells your ass no, it's motherfucking no, man.
I don't like this guy, but he's super duper right.
He gets righter in the other half, man. I listened to him.
Oh, go ahead.
Give me one more minute. He only got one more minute. So. Let the gay guy go.
They are big rejects, but you need to start teaching your sons how to be real men. You need to start teaching your sons how to accept if a woman say no, it's no. You need to start teaching your sons how to accept if a woman don't want to give him her number, it's no. But you're teaching your sons how to be gay. That's the biggest lesson in life that you're teaching your sons. But let me tell you something, baby. We not out here knocking these women upside their heads and stealing their pocketbooks and stealing their jewelry and raping them and killing them and beating on them. It's your straight son. Because what you did was you missed over your son because you were so focused on your daughter being at home. You missed over your son because you were so focused on him not being gay and him not carrying pocketbooks and him not doing certain things. Let me tell you this, bitch. I'm more man than a lot of your motherfucking sons out there. If I ever decide to stick my penis in your baby mama, bitch, I can raise you and the children. A lot of your sons out here, they was not raised on how to be men. You wanna kill a woman because she told you no. She don't want you to have her number. You're not man enough for her. So start teaching your sons
that's enough. The part that I enjoyed of what he said, shout out to that man. I don't know who you are, man, wherever you are, my good man. But the part that I appreciated is the fact of like daughters get more attention in all aspects, like you said, to try to not be hoes and try to protect your daughter from all that type of shit. And the dudes kind of get raised more carefree. And somebody else said, I don't remember who said it, but they're like, you always would rather your kid to be the dope, cool person in school than, you know, the gay idiot. Not to say they go together or anything. But I appreciated that aspect of it, man. Like, I say that because, shout out to my house. Some of the decisions I see that my lady makes with her son, I go, I get it, but this is the wrong decision. And I know you're making that decision because you're his mother and he's your son, your first son, and all those types of shit. They make decisions based on that. But then with Adri, it's a whole different story. Oh, you can't this, you can't this, you gotta this, you gotta this, you gotta this. You know what I'm saying? Freedoms, like even Blanks, he complained the other day because Adri was cussing randomly, and then Blanks come and say, man, I was never allowed to cuss. I can't even cuss now. Why you let her cuss? And then the mom's like, oh, let her do it. She doesn't do it often. She was just making a point. And I go, see? An example of he is basically saying something that wasn't tolerated.
Right.
I watch being tolerated in my face. But again, to me, that was the bad decision. But that's the part of what he was saying that I agree with.
Well, I would like to start by saying he didn't get more right, and I was just bored. I was just bored.
That's why I went first. That's why I said, wait a minute. I don't think I remembered this how I thought I remembered it.
Because
I went first.
This is what I didn't like about him. It's not that he's gay, guys. It's that his delivery was so annoying, and it's because he just makes the same points over and over and over and over. So it was very annoying to hear to me. But
real quick, it's what we were saying.
He could have said all the 30. When I paused him, we unpaused. All he did was give us the same thing all over again.
It's what we were saying earlier, though.
Delivery
I said not only the trans, but the gay people too. They got their swag from black women.
Oh yeah,
he was impersonating a black woman
for sure. Yes.
Continue.
But what he said is so clearly right. You know what I'm saying? And it's like people focus on the wrong things. Like I could have gave you a better take on this if I didn't have to hear him for 34 seconds or a minute, because it really just bored the fuck out of me. It really did. But he's right, but he's right in such an obvious way to me that it's kind of hard to elaborate. Because honestly, we covered a lot of this last week or the week
which
before.
Is why the person sent it to us.
Right, I get
exactly.
that. I completely get that. But yes, he is correct. Like for me, I would never. All right, I'll say this: if I had a son, I would wish he wasn't gay.
And that's part of what they were saying as well. The focus is more on that aspect of the son as opposed to, my son, do you know how to deal with people? Do you know how to,
You can still do that and have that wish, though.
Yeah, exactly.
No, what I'm saying, one wish is focused upon, and the other one is not even given.
Be a focus and just be like, hey, okay.
And I know people are not going to agree with this.
Focus is a bad term.
People aren't going to agree with this, but if he was gay, I'd love him the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But by the same token, but that's the same thing. It's like, I know I can say that about my daughter. I'm going to love her the same, but I wish she had $1 million. You know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm not saying this is going to change how I view him, but if I had a son, I would wish he was not gay. But then if he was gay, I'd be like, well, I wish that he likes football and basketball and video games. You know what I'm saying? And then if he likes these things, I would say, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's not like I plan on running the train on the bitch with my son or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if there's a father and a son that did that, I would say more power to you guys. It sounds awesome. But I just don't feel like it would be something that I would be all that interested in. But I'm also a person that doesn't have a son today. So if I had a son today, by the time he's old enough to do that, it'd be like 60 and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's. But if I was 20, saying that like, hey, I got a son and I'm 20, and when he's 20, I'm gonna be 40, I might look at it differently.
I've been being a rebel this whole show, and when I think that it was, good things, I'll be rebel with the bad. I've told my lady before, like before I kick the bucket, God's willing, I'm at least 60 plus or something. I said, me and my daughter gonna have to share a bitch one time.
Oh yeah, see that crosses my mind, but again, it's based on the age thing. On some shit like, hey, where your homegirls keep coming over here looking?
Hey, for the record, in my description, this was a grown 28, 29-year-old young lady,
and I'm on my deathbed.
Exactly, I'm about to ride out.
I got one wish.
Hey, honey, when you finish with a set over in room 302.
Right, and it ain't gonna be one of her friends that I know now. It's gonna be somebody she meet in college. You know what I'm saying? But I seen a video the other day where somebody had grew up and married their goddaughter, and then it showed a picture of him, and he was holding her as like a baby.
As a baby,
and I was like, man, I'm one of those people that think grown people can do whatever they want. But again, my opinion is that's weird.
That's weird.
That's my opinion.
Right?
Yeah. And again, like I said, but that's how I always explain things. Me not liking something don't make me hate it.
That's the purge.
It doesn't make me not want it to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's the purge.
But yeah,
you can both say that's ridiculous.
People automatically think that. They think you say, "Wow, that's weird." Then you hate it, or you want to not be together, or you disgust it. It's just like I think that's weird, and I didn't even think it was that weird until I saw a picture of him holding her as a baby. Y'all forced me to think it's weird, so that's why I'm not going to even judge it. He could have held her as a baby and didn't see her again until she was 18. I don't know that, but when you do, exactly, you know what I'm saying. But it was portrayed to me that way.
The picture was poison because I didn't even think of that as a possibility.
It's why I'm not married to it.
And he could probably not even be the Godfather, and that's just internet father.
Yeah, exactly.
So we don't know if it's true, but the picture tells us, hey, this is wrong, ain't
exactly.
it?
Exactly.
It's all narrative. And my problem with people is they can't identify it.
No doubt.
You have to identify it to know to separate.
No doubt.
All right, this stops being beneficial here.
No doubt.
I'll keep this because it is beneficial, but now I'm gonna go over here for the rest of my benefits.
I told my white store manager one time, I said I could be friends with a racist person. And he kind of looked at me like I'm crazy and didn't want me to elaborate. But I was like, the reason that I could be friends with a racist person is because they may have the ability to separate me from the racism that they have. And if they are, and they say, hey, Hype, you my dog, I got your back, and you ain't got to worry about shit going on with me. You can sleep in my couch if you need to. You can do this, you can do that. It'll be hard for me to say, well, I don't like you.
And if we do hang niggas, I'm going to go to the back for you.
Make sure we don't hang you.
It's the same way a racist waitress could give you exceptional service.
Exactly. I'll be happy to tip her. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So yes, so I view it that way, and it's the same thing about my own.
Get a racist tip us about, hey, go spend this at your local Popeye. Get your rice and beans and biscuits.
Which I'm sure is white owned, but you know.
See what I'm saying? So
we think we have things in this country because of Martin Luther King, but we don't.
We don't. Because of Martin Luther King, a white man can own a Cluckers and a Popeye's chicken
and BET
while only putting the old black lady on the cameras.
No doubt.
You love my seasoned rice.
No doubt.
It's like, you don't work there, lady.
Aunt Jemima.
She got nothing to do with it.
She don't own shit.
No.
Well, this is a raw hype fact. I'm pretty sure she don't own shit for Popeyes. She owns some stock.
She's an actress.
Yeah.
She doesn't own anything.
But
since you've never seen her or anything else, she's not a successful actress. She get paid about an hour. You was here for 1 hour, that's $20.
If you need to come in next week to talk about the biscuits again on the seasoned rice, we'll book you, baby. All right, just do whatever you was gonna do if we wasn't around.
Yeah, she ain't. She doesn't own that. That's a raw hype fact that I'll check. I'm 100% sure if you look up random black lady in Popeye's chicken, she don't
seasoned
own
rice
that.
lady.
Unless she bought some stocks her day.
That's what I said. She got some stock. I would assume
that she purchased herself. She ain't get them for free.
Yeah, they ain't give her
no, that's what like the CEO get. Employees not getting no free stocks and shit. Like companies that do that shit make a big deal of it.
But in her case, she's one of the most visible Popeyes things, so I would assume
it's propaganda.
Yeah, that shit's sick, man. So is that Martin Luther King's fault?
Yes. In a way, it's not his fault solely, but he helped this happen.
Yes, because I would like to believe if he didn't do that, the Popeyes chicken in niggas' neighborhood would probably be owned by some niggas.
Exactly.
Or they would have their own Popeyes chicken. Yeah.
I'm fine with her being on the commercial if it's black owned.
So
I don't have a
league.
Oh yes, exactly the same with the football league. Yeah, we don't own none of it, but we 80% of the players.
So this is my point. Can a nigga sacrifice and say, hey, no black people playing this season until we get a black primary owner in this league who's able to actually own one of these motherfuckers?
It's too hard. Like, all right, the average NFL career is 3 years. So you telling me, let's say in those 3 years, you just a guy on the team and you make 200,000. Yeah, let's say you make 200,000, 200,000, 200,000, right? You can afford to miss one of them 200,000s. You can't.
And that's man. This is why niggas.
They had a NFL lockout thing before, and the replacements moved, and other people came and played, and that's exactly what the NFL would do. They'll be like, well, shit, we'll put anybody on that field.
Put some Chinese motherfuckers.
No, and it's because the game is always going to be bigger than whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Steve Jobs is dead. The iPhone drops. Kobe Bryant is dead. The NBA goes. Tom Brady gonna retire one day. The NFL gonna keep going. It's because
the NFL gonna keep going.
Yes, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is bigger than the machine, so you can't bond together and stop the machine because nothing's bigger than the machine.
And I think that yes.
And I like how it's only cancel culture for regular people. It's not no cancel culture for no big business. There's no NFL cancel culture. There's no NBA cancel culture. There's no Apple iPhone cancel culture. Like, this shit is going to go on forever and nobody's ever going to boycott it.
But that's my point. My point is, yes, the machine's already good and the machine's already moving.
Lighter anyone?
But I'd like to believe
I mean, what you're saying is correct. It's just never going to happen because they can't afford for it to happen.
But
they have short careers. And then most of the people aren't making what Patrick Mahomes made. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you making $200,000 a year for 3 years for your family, and you don't have no idea what you're gonna do after that. Like every year, you think that might be your last year. They don't have no guaranteed contracts in the NFL. If you're not on the team, you don't get paid. So if you sign a $200,000 contract, we give you $50,000 this week. We give you $50,000 halfway through the season. Then we cut you. You're never gonna get that other $100,000. So it's like I'm not finna voluntarily walk out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's too much money.
Like a whole bunch of people have to come together and be like, we're about to sacrifice for
the way that you saying
that's all I'm saying, man. Somebody. I asked you this multiple times during this episode. Who gonna make the sacrifice?
The people that need to make the sacrifice aren't the guys making millions of dollars. The people who need to make the sacrifice is the people that's working at the Apple store, the people that's working at the Verizon store, the people that's working at Red Lobster and shit. And it's because
but at the same token, they ain't making $200,000 in a year though. So
that's why they should be the ones stopping.
Absolutely,
it's easier to keep y'all afloat.
No, it's because you gonna have to do something if I don't come up with this bitch.
We're the glue guys.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
You're gonna have to do something if all of us say we not finna do this shit. But if you say, hey, whoever come do this is gonna get $1 million, it's easy to replace you. But if it's a big ass thing going on and everybody say, hey, don't go work there because it's a piece of shit company, and then you say, well, shit, I'm gonna go work there, and they say, all right, $10 an hour, 40 hours a week, you can be like, yeah, that was right. But if they I give you $1 million to work here, that's different. And on top of that, there's more of the frontline workers than it is motherfuckers in the NFL. You think motherfucking Apple don't make what the NFL make? They don't, but they do. You feel what I'm saying? They make unlimited money.
I know, right? But this is what I'm saying. So don't convolute what I'm saying, and it's my fault. I don't mean NFL players specifically. I said that because that's who we watching right now. But I literally mean people.
That's incomplete.
Like fucking everyone, man. Or everyone, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but the example that I gave is who gonna have to do it. It's gonna have to be the people who ain't got shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like how they even say if you make minimum wage in America, that's not enough to afford a 1-bedroom apartment nowhere.
Nowhere. That shit crazy.
So we actually have a mandate.
Cool with that.
Yes, where you get paid that enough to not even be able to live on your own.
And everybody good.
And you got to come here every day, 5 days a week. Those are the people that really should be doing it because you don't have shit anyway.
Which goes back to what I was saying. The motherfuckers who don't take care of their kids. Or if
I come here, I'm going to have nothing. So I might as well not. But the problem with that is, if you not, somebody else will. I quit my job, somebody else is in my seat. Yeah.
And like you said, if none of the $10 an hour people want to work and they start raising it to $16 an hour, they know everybody coming back. It's going to be a fucking...
Hell, I quit my job and then, my homeboy hit me up and said, man, they gave us a $5 hour pay raise. I was like, for real? I'm coming back. But no, it was like if they would have done that before I quit, I would have even considered staying. $5 an hour is a lot. You know what I'm saying? You can work at a company for 10 years and they give you an annual raise and it won't be $5 $5 in 10 years.
20 cents, 35 cents.
Now I done got a 37-cent raise before. You gave me a 37-cent raise after a year. If you gave me a 37-cent raise every month, it would be like, okay, I get where we're going. Yeah. But it's like, not only do you give me a 37-cent raise after a year, you do a review to see if I'm gonna get the raise. Are you joking?
You make sure I'm worth this 37 cents.
Are you joking with me right now? So it really be that kind of shit. That's the kind of shit that we deal with. Damn, Kyler Murray just got murdered. But that's the kind of shit that we deal with that we should not deal with, bro. Like that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like companies just making so much fucking money and paying people like the McDonald's wages and the Walmart wages and shit. A company like Walmart should be paying people.
And Amazon, nigga.
Yeah, and Amazon.
Them Amazon people come more than the mail. They come just like the mail people daily.
Amazon come to my house more than once a day.
See what I'm saying? Yeah. You got two different niggas on the route. This one coming before 11 a.m. This one coming before 9 p.m.
Amazon come to my house more than once a day, a lot often. And Amazon is the kind of company that I would not want to support, but it's also easy.
I was about to say they make
so easy.
Man, nigga, I bought a fucking what's called a Yo Nana. It's this little machine where you put frozen fruit in it, and it makes soft serve ice cream frozen fruit that you just put in it.
Yeah, send me the link.
Fuck yeah, nigga! The price is like I have to get this, yo. I eat.
And then on top of that, the things are cheaper. And then on top of that, if I don't buy it from Amazon, what am I gonna do? Buy it from Walmart? This is the same animal.
Same animal. Shit, the Amazon is gonna be less.
Exactly, but the animal is the same. I'm giving my money to the white man. So it's like, except I have to go to Walmart
because of Martin. We don't got no black land to go spend our money in.
And I hate to say it like that, but from what I've gathered in my research so far, that's what it looked like to me. And it definitely makes sense that he's the one that y'all gave a holiday to.
Yep.
Like they implemented this shit in like 1983.
Yeah, that's what the Pimp on the Random Acts podcast said, man. And I was like, man, I thought I was gonna get a different lesson over here from Pimp Nadalac.
How to tell these hoes.
I know, right? How to talk to these hoes. Meanwhile, this nigga's like, You know that black man that you got worshiping every Monday in
Oh my God!
When is MLK Day? Is it?
Who knows?
January?
I think it's January, May 16th.
Yeah, it's January 18th. Then?
I don't know.
One of the two.
I don't know.
Shout out Martin.
Right? Yeah.
Shout out Malcolm though. We had an episode. Remember when we had? Are you more Martin or you're Malcolm?
Oh, I do.
And this is a more elevated version of that because we came back with more information and more, you know.
But I'm gonna keep doing research, even if my research is just listening to his speeches. And honestly, he says shit in his speeches and uses terms and phrases and shit that I didn't think were relevant back then. Like no bullshit, he used a lot of terms and phrases that I'm like, damn, they relevant as fuck. But yeah, man.
Shout him out, man. But also shout out Godfather of Harlem because they sparked something that allowed us, because it happened to me and then it happened to you, and we didn't even talk about it happening. We talked when you came to me like, hey, you know about this? I'm like, hey, nigga, listen, the rabbit hole you going down, I was already down after season 1.
Shit. And it's entertaining.
Yes.
You know.
So that's what I wanted to give credit to on this week's version of What You're Watching. I want to give credit. I want to give a shout out to the Godfather of Harlem
for sure,
because it wasn't just a show. As you can see, it was not only a history lesson. It was a lesson of self, damn near. Because I was looking at certain situations, like even his daughter being on drugs and the doogie and all that, and how he dealt with his daughter. And I remember the one episode, spoiler, when she got raped and shit, and he was like, "Man, I can't believe he wants to do this. I want to kill the motherfucker to do this to you." And she was like, Daddy, you think this is the only time or the first time I ever been raped? And I was like, as a father, she was like, because it's a junkie who you didn't fuck with, and then somebody, and she hit you with it like on some. You try to show me that you care so much
with the drugs
that I'm hooked on.
Shit crazy.
So it's more than just a show. It's a lesson in self, in history,
in
it's
entrepreneurship,
that too,
in fucking the drug game in New York. And the police and racism and black history and white history. This nigga wanted locations.
The other people wanted to kill the Italian guy, and he would have gotten. They had a meeting trying to kill Bumpy because Bumpy was helping him, and it's like, man, I can't even deal with a nigga to survive.
No doubt.
Y'all willing to kill me for trying to survive?
I give him help from a black person. You want to kill me?
You want to kill me?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
It was a good show, man. So shout out to Godfather of Harlem and all the people that open up my window again.
Oh yeah,
that's Swizzy shit, man. Shout him out, man.
We're gonna talk about Boosie, bro.
I was gonna, but then I was like, man, this is turning into the LGBT raw hype, yo. Every week.
Well, what else you got? Not Boosie.
We have a conversation about this.
What else you got?
It's talkable, though.
Right, Boosie.
It's talkable.
So Lil Nas X, I learned this literally on my drive here. He was saying on the internet that he had a song with Boosie.
I swear to you, I learned this today too. I swear to you, I learned this today.
So he was basically like, yeah, me and Boosie got a song that's finna drop. And y'all know Lil Nas X is hilarious and crazy. So he does shock value things. And then Boosie tweeted out something. And people are like, did Boosie go too far? And this is one of my things, though.
Would you like to say what Boosie
please
said?
Go ahead.
Boosie said, fuck that.
Alright, I'm not sure what he said.
No, he said, stop trolling me, F word. LOL. You a whole bitch playing with a gangster, nigga. Shaking my head. You can keep sucking dick and getting fucked in the ass in peace. And you what? And you hate yourself. I would too if I was you. LOL. Nas, little X. If you commit suicide, you would do this world a huge favor. Nobody wants you here. Badass.
All right. The reason I feel like that people are asking the question, did Boosie go too far, is because he used the word faggot.
Yep.
Would you like for me to commit suicide?
I didn't
know. We say the word nigga like Dave Chappelle said. I can say the word nigga 100 times and you don't have a problem with it.
Hey,
so
know,
not happening.
No,
not happening.
Listen, you know,
not happening.
I don't say the F word.
No.
Only because I don't know why I don't say
it's not a word that I use, period.
I don't use
I've never
it.
used the word.
But even when I use it, I don't use that anymore. It's so funny. I heard an old rap that I did, and I had it in the lyrics, and I was going to share the rap, but I was like, oh shit, they're going to give me heat for saying it.
Question, are people more upset that he used the word faggot or that he insinuated that he should kill himself?
I'm not sure, but my guess is
I think they're riding twice, though.
Yeah.
Because they both connect to each other. Telling a gay person to commit suicide is the problem. So I think then you're using the most highly used gay slur to say you should die. So
this is my response. It's very simple, very easy. Okay,
give it.
If somebody is out here publicly lying on my name, I should be able to call them whatever I want. I didn't tell you to get on the internet and say that you have a song with me. And you know how I've spoken to you before. So to me, you're asking me to come on the internet and speak to you this way. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, but by the same token, I don't have a problem with Lil Nas X trolling Boosie, and it's because
he should have did
that. And it's because Boosie talk about him so much, and it's gonna bring attention to him. So I have no problem with either of them on either side.
Bring attention to Boosie too.
It does. It's the most known thing he's known for now.
That's what I was gonna say earlier when I was like, sadly,
it's good promo for both.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
so
what I was about to say.
Problem with it either way.
So it's like you having a problem with anything is what everyone wanted.
Yes.
So having a problem is the problem.
Yeah. And what they talking about don't have shit to do with me. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, it doesn't have shit to do with the gay community. It really has shit to do with
those two.
Yeah, it would be like, because like Boosie refers to himself as a gangster. It would be like if when Lil Nas X talking to Boosie, he's talking to every gangster in the world. No, he's not. And when Boosie talked to Lil Nas X, he's not talking to every gay person in the world. Right. So I don't treat it like that. But them two gotta be.
But that's how people naturally take it though.
In Dave Chappelle's case, I get it. Like it's just saying Dave Chappelle versus the trans community or LGBTQ community. I get that because it's not a one-on-one antagonization between two people. But between these two, it's been a one-on-one thing since day one. I rarely ever hear Boosie talk about gay people if he's not talking about Lil Nas X. And I never really hear Lil Nas X talk about any rapper specifically except for Boosie. This day thing. It's pocket big to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all two niggas that make music, they gotta beef with each other, and that's what it is. It's between them. Like, you know, I don't have no problem with neither one of them. Saying I'm happy for both of them. They rich, they get their money. Like, what they doing is part of this propaganda shit we was talking about before.
Part of the problem.
What they doing is they entertaining us to make more money while we sit down here broke. I don't give a fuck about what Boosie and Lil Nas X doing. And I consider myself a fan of both of them. Do I care if they drop an album? No. Do I follow them on anything? No. But I enjoy what I see them doing when I see them doing what they're doing, and I'm happy for them.
Absolutely.
That's really all
beautifully said, man. Yeah. Beautifully said.
Yeah,
you got anything to share on that, Joe?
Well, somebody hit this man. Hit him. Thank you.
I agree with what you said, man. It's very beautifully said.
Yeah, it's yeah.
The problem that I have a problem that I don't like is when people perpetuate the bullshit in new ways. Like this, like you said, this is just a propaganda to keep this same conversation keep happening.
Yeah.
And then we're not having whatever conversation need to be had, so this conversation don't need to be had anymore. Different people just finding a way to pile on to take from it.
Of course.
We're talking about it not in that aspect, but I would like for us to get rewarded for this. But there's radio hosts, there's TV shows that are about to have this as their topic that they about to bleed to try to take from.
Of course, but think about how intelligent these two motherfuckers be if they keep this up for a while and then in January come they drop a song. Nobody ever say, "Oh, I thought y'all hated each other." They'll just be ready to jam a song because, like, oh my god, they made a song together. I gotta hear this.
And the song will be a hit.
Yes,
because everyone will make it a hit, which goes back to the problem I have.
Whether it's dope or not.
Oh, you can just man, come on,
I see it coming. It's great for both of them.
Yeah,
because it's a Lil Nas X's way to cross over into the gangster hip hop community in a way of I'm being endorsed. It's like they ran another fake point and made it. I'm getting y'all getting my nerves, but it's a way for him to get endorsed by a whole community that's shunning him, and then in Boosie's case, it's a way for him to get endorsed by a whole community that's shunning him, and all it does for them is that they both make money.
This shit is the new 2021 when Elton John and Eminem shook hands
That's
on the stage.
What it is. That's exactly what it is.
Elton John and Eminem and Boosie and Lil Nas X.
But you don't hear them rapping or singing about each other. This shit is on the internet. If they make some music they got to do with each other, it's going to be together to watch. And I'm going to be one of the first people to listen to it. I'll be happy. It'll be awesome.
Put on a beat, man. Let's make the song right now. We appreciate y'all pulling up to the TheRawHype, man.
I'm Bumpy. I was calling it earlier.
I should have held that idea while you played, so.
I'm calling it earlier.
Shout out to y'all, man. Joe, we appreciate you pulling up on us, man. You got anything to talk about?
Lil Nas X Boosie type beat.
You got anything to promote to tell people? You got anything to say to the ladies?
I do not.
Stay away from me.
Just leave me alone. You've hurt me enough.
Shout out to TheRawHype, man.
Didn't they kick the onside kick?
Go get something so we can help give Hype back some money because you look like.
I'm about to lose 4 bands, man.
You about to lose 4 bands.
Yeah.
I hope that you ain't about to lose 4 bands.
No.
Oh, this is a Boosie beat. Badass, yeah. I had like $50,000 in my fucking pants. And then I went up on the stage and saw this fucking man. I said, what, did you fucking mans? Man, you a fucking man, I'm Boosie badass. Nigga, I'm telling that. Nigga, I got my glizzy on me. Oh, not the kind you like. Oh, not the kind you wanna eat just like a Klondike. I remind y'all niggas to get out of my sight before I put this up with the laser with the fire sight. Nigga, die!
Well, he was Boosie. I guess that make me Nas X. I'm gonna have to call Boosie. We gonna have some butt sex. I'm like, Boosie, do you wanna make a song? Or would you like me to show up wearing a thong? What's wrong, Boosie boo? You looking agitated, have to hate it. I seen his ass and it levitated my penis. I said, damn, you got a badass fat ass. I fuck you for a bunch of cash. And then Boosie say, what's wrong with you? I say nothing. I've been reading scripts. They say that.
That ain't gonna play both parties.
I'm out, man.
Well, now I'm Malcolm X, holding the AK at the motherfucking window, ready to let it go at a head of a steady tempo. Cause y'all didn't know I love blacks and I hate whites. I've been trying to get them niggas to rise up, but them niggas, nope, they just been chilling. Now the niggas getting shot with fires up. I don't know what the problem is. I was trying to fix the shit back in '66, but they never listened to none of this. Now they got us in this bullshit. I'm Malcolm now. Well, sorry, I'm Mark.
Nah, you the shooter. So I guess that makes me Martin Luther. I don't know. I'm trying to fight for what's right. I think we should all come together, the blacks and whites.
Yeah.
We should tear these shits down. We don't need no banks. Everybody gather around. Hold up, let me think. I'm gonna trust these crackers. I give them all my money, and then shit ain't changed. I'm dead. This not funny. I'm like, hold up. They killed me. Don't feel me. And then.
Well, shit, because of you, I died too. Cause you let them crackers do what they wanted to do. Get both of us up out of the blue. And they blamed each other for what happened to each other. Man, we should've stick together. Shoot all of them with each other. Should've light them up, should've write them up. Ha, we gonna put them nigga right up to the upper room. But I'm up here chilling with you. Those bad decisions that you make got our black people paying for this shit in 2008.
You ain't seen Martin and Malcolm on the fucking song. Alright, man, we gotta get up
out of here, man. Shout out to the Raw Hype. Shout out to the Raw Hypers, man. Shout out to Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Lil Boosie, and Lil Nas X.
I'm gonna have to do some Martin Luther research for real. I gotta really find out what's up, man.
If we can't fully talk the way we was talking about him.
I feel like we're blaming him for something that I'm not educated on.
I'm blaming him for something that I heard from a pimp.
Yes, that is true. But pimps be knowing stuff.
They be knowing it all. That pimp talking about he's selling hair. He got bitches that truck drive. I was like, I've never heard a pimp who had trucker bitches.
Got bitches that do regular 9 to 5s and shit.
I'm telling you.
But hey, it's real.
He pimping different. They think he got hoes in the corner. No, baby. This nigga got. When he said he had trucking hoes, I said, nah, he's a fucking elevator.
Did you say fucking? No, trucking. Alright, man, we about
to we up out of here, baby. Do not say what you're about to say. The beat's still playing? Oh.
Yeah, the beat probably playing, but I stopped it.
Shout out them boys, man.
Yeah, we got spanking, man.
Who, y'all?